It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Time to wakey and time for bakey.
Time to wakey and time for bakey.
Get ready for your host with more.
Get ready for your host with more.
Mr. Brian Brown.
Mr. Brian Brown.
It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Que la roja bichuela y guandule no viene ligado igualito que yuca. Ese pelo que tiene tan lindo, no venga a pensar que eso es una peluca. Tiene cotorra perico, yo tengo cotorra, tú tienes la cuca. Está claro en el ring, en el piso yo quiero.
No critiques mi pelo, te la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, te la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, te la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, te la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que.
Good morning, guys. Wakey, time for bakey. It's 7:10 a.m. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, guys. How is everyone doing this morning? Got a ton of people up in here already. Hey, guys, what this is a 7:10 a.m. morning show where we get wild and wacky and crazy, discuss the wildest things, and so interactive, guys. Big shout out to everyone who's up on here this morning. We got Fight for Freedom, Chantel, how you doing? Got Teresa Deller in the house. Lonnie, how you doing, buddy? Good seeing you yesterday. Back to Retro, how you doing, buddy? Hey, guys, check me out on Friday, I believe. Back to Retro is having me on the mod squad, and we're going to be doing some Bean Boozled, guys. Not sure what time it is, but I will be posting about that. I think like 7 o'clock or something. Definitely check me out, guys. Definitely check me out over there. Check them out. Great channel. Charlie, good morning. Good morning. Oh, we got Teresa Deller, Tim W in the house. Nova Mike's in the house. Oh, man. All sorts of people up in here this morning. Going, Rosie Key is in the house. 8 p.m. Eastern time. What shirt is this one? This is one from a box. This is actually a Headless Horseman for the love of carnage. The Mad Hessian. If you guys fair warning, Brian packs a strong bull. That is true. That is very, very true. Yeah, so this is a Headless Horseman. If you guys remember, he's the Hessian. So yeah, pretty cool. I like this shirt a lot. Even though it looks like I slept in it, because I did. Oh man, guys, how's everyone doing this morning? We had a great time last night. Had some technical glitches here and there, but for the most part, we were all good, guys. I'm working on that, get that group chat a little better. And then what had happened was that channel is going to be technically part of the Dank World Order when that becomes a subscription service for you guys. And so I had it already under like paid memberships, even though no one had signed up. So when we went to click on it, it was like, it was like it was part of that thing. So just so you guys know, so for the future, when you all are part of the Dank World Order, because like I said, everyone gets a free membership. I'm going to get that going today or tomorrow. We'll get the membership cards to you guys. I just got to figure out how to do it to where we can do like a lifetime pass. So I'm trying to work it out, guys. Been busy, so busy. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah, so we'll get that going. Next week, guys. I think. So what is it? Next. Oh, I don't know. Maybe might have to skip this one. Hang on before I say anything. You know what? We could do it. So, May. Okay, so next Tuesday is the watch party anyway. I was gonna say. I'll tell you what, guys. The 23rd. Let's do bingo. We'll do Tuesday the 23rd. We'll do bingo. Yeah, there you go. 23rd, we're gonna do bingo, guys. Cannabis bingo, daily dank bingo. Good morning, producer Rosie. Um, good morning, Bella. Yeah, cannabis bingo, guys. Gonna be not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. So every Tuesday we're gonna have something going on, um, some kind of fun interactive deal, part of the community, part of the group, guys. Always got something going on. Giveaways, guys. What do we got? We got the Exorcist giveaway. Oh man, congratulations to all the winners last night. We're giving away three things last night. We gave away Lonnie won, Chris Z won, and then Danko. Yeah, I want to play Danko. Oh man, yeah. So we had three prizes last night. Okay, yeah. So those are the rest right now. So we got the Exorcist for next week, guys, and that's the Ellen Dietz. The Ellen Dietz, guys. Look at that, and that's going to be at the Exorcist watch party on Tuesday. And this is what you won, Lonnie. You won. Ah, there you go, Annabelle and Jason. All right, and then what do we got? Oh, and then hashtag DC or Joker. I'll take either for the Joker Todd McFarlane action figure and the Flash lithograph, guys. And then we're going to have more giveaways. So that's the next 2 weeks that are covered. And then we got a lot more giveaways, guys. We'll have daily giveaways. Yeah, then Granny's won the autograph. Yeah, Granny's won. Connection issue, it says. Oh man, yeah. So a lot more stuff coming up, guys. I got just giving away the farm. We got a Sonic Pop I'll be giving away here pretty soon, guys. um any anime fans out there, we got another pop we'll be giving away. We got autographs, we got Marvel stuff, guys. I loaded up at the Avengers station some giveaway stuff. So yeah, we'll be getting into a lot more stuff, guys. So appreciate it. Let's get into these. I'm gonna kind of make this one a little quick one, guys. I didn't sleep very well last night. I'm freaking beat. I only got about 1 or 2 hours sleep. It was a long night. So I'm going to get into these today, guys. Probably won't go the full hour. Um, you you did win the Sonic Pop. My bad. My bad, Rosie. It's the winner pile and the other pile is right next to each other. So I got you right here with your ball. Just so you know, with your ball. My bad, guys. I said nope, you did win, Rosie. My bad. I only got a couple hours sleep, guys. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Got some stuff going on. My bad. My bad. All right. Good catch, though. Got to keep me on my toes. Got to keep me on my toes, guys. All right. So what we're talking this morning, guys, is TV show spin-offs. And the good, the bad, and the ugly, guys. So a lot of times, you'll have an existing popular TV show, and they'll take characters, or they'll sometimes sprinkle in characters just to do. Um, just appreciate you, Lonnie. Just to start new shows to see if this show is gonna to work. I just recently talked about um, oh, what is it? I just recently talked about they're called backdoor pilots, and what these are like on Charles in Charge. If you guys remember that show, in particular, they have three different episodes that were backdoor pilots. Theirs were weird though; those were the twins. So like Buddy. Lambeck was his twin cousin, and then that was going to get a spinoff, but it failed. And then the mom was her twin sister, who no one knew about, who then who was going to get a pilot and then did it. And then, oh, what was it? And then Nicole Eggert got a spinoff or a chance, and it blew. Yeah, Baywatch Nights is another one. Yeah, there's a ton of them. So we're going to be looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly today, guys. All right. Worth watching, guys. First up is Family Matters. I had completely Charles in charge of our days and our nights. We want back the retro in charge of you. Making coffee, neighbors. Dog scared crap out of me. Neighbor's dog scared the crap out of me and spilt my coffee. That sucks. Oh man. All right, hey man, guys, don't fret. We got plenty more. We even got some more Cheech and Chong that we're making their way up. So don't you fret, guys. If you didn't win this time, there's plenty of chances. All right, I forgot that Family Matters was a spinoff of the show Perfect Strangers. Um, who remembers Perfect Strangers with Balky? Man, that thing was big. I remember it was in syndication and coming home after school, and Perfect Strangers would be like the main show that was on at that time. So an elevator operator for the Chicago Chronicle on Perfect Strangers, Jo Mary Payton, endured herself enough to fans and writers to garner more stories involving her character. From the world of Perfect Strangers begin Family Matter, which one of the most endearing family sitcoms in the 90s. Peyton's character was the gateway towards meeting Carl Winslow, played by Reginald Vell Johnson. But most importantly, the show's breakout star, the mega geeky and awful fun bully, Urkel. What? Did I do that? Remember that? I had a friend growing up, Roger, one of my best friends in high school, probably my best friend in high school. Uh, he would do this thing where he did an Urkel impersonation, and he would pull up his pants as tight as he could, and they would wrap around his genitalia, and he would be like, "Can I do that? Can you see my socks?" And I don't know why it was so funny. Oh, it just was. It just was. Oh man, yeah. So good times, guys. Purple Urkel, yeah. He what is it? Joel White, whatever his name is, who played Urkel. Yeah, man, he has a good strain. He has that Purple Urkel brand out there that's making a ton of money. Good morning, Jeremy. He had a slight crush on Laura from Family Matters. Yeah, you know, oh, what did Urkel had a girlfriend later on, not like his twin cousin where they made him dress up. Did you guys ever hear about that? That's his dad took a stand. So Urkel's dad took a stand when they were making him dress up like his cousin, the female Urkel. Yeah, I guess it was huge controversy. His dad did not like it, and ultimately ended up to the show kind of being. I mean, the show was, hey, what's up, John? No, not I've had real purple irk. It's so dark and almost black. How is it? How's the buzz on it? How does it smoke? I'm curious about that. I love hearing about OG strains like your green crack. And it's hard to tell. Like, there's a lot of hybrids, a lot of different interbreeding. So to get a purebred purple Urkel is something different. Oh, did I freeze up? Oh no, we're good. We're good. I thought I froze up for a minute, guys. Myra Monkhouse. Of course, Lonnie would know that. Yeah, Myra Monkhouse. Those were like the later episodes when he was hitting puberty and it was kind of awkward. Young Sheldon, speaking of good sitcom spinoffs, guys, was Yorl's girlfriend. I got some purple stuff that knocks you down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Jeremy, I'm gonna have to hit you up about that, man. Maybe make a drive out there to meet you for that. Purple's not good for people who gotta make it worse. Oh, right. Yeah. So, Young Sheldon. Speaking of another good spinoff, guys, off of the Big Bang shit series. Love me some Young Sheldon, but he's getting older. The kid who's playing is getting older and it's getting a little awkward. Like, he's hitting that puberty and he's not the young kid anymore, which will be interesting to see how the writers then take it and move it from there. But yeah, that's another one that's kind of weird. But good show, good show. The Bad Guys. Oh man, who remembers the Tortellis? This was a spin-off of Cheers. One of the staple sitcoms of the 80s, Cheers lasted 11 seasons. One of the reasons was the bar's sassy, no-nonsense waitress Carla Tortelli, played by Rhea Perlman. Carla's ex, Nick, and his new bubbly bride would occasionally head in for a drink. Someone on the writing team got zany idea that fans would love to see more of Nick and Loretta. Clearly, no one wanted to see the antics of shifty Nick trying to win back Loretta week to week, and the Tortellis went out their way to the dinosaur after a half a season. Yeah, I totally remember this. The Tortellis. Again, like 3 episodes, they sprinkle them in there, and then all of a sudden, this is my wife. I'm your ex-husband, and we have kids and she's a little ditzy, and this is a setup, and all that. Yeah, so this was a horrible one, man. I never cared too much for either of the actor or actresses in this. Yeah, it was an idea. That's pretty much all it was. It was an idea. All right, guys. Another bad one, guys. The X Files, The Lone Gunman. So I've never even heard of this. Is that Clint Howard in the middle? The Lone Gunman is a spinoff from the X Files. The X Files was the 90s to what Stranger Things is to right now. The mix of monsters, uh, the Monster of the Week shows, government conspiracies, alien cover ups, and the chemistry between David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson made for a pop culture phenomenon. Yeah, man. Who remembers watching X Files on a Friday night? Before you were cool enough to go out. You guys know how it is. The series struggled towards the end of its original run, but they still tried to introduce a new spin-off for the series, The Lone Gunman. Catering around Mulder's trio of conspiracy nuts, the show lasted 13 episodes. Wow. But it also helped showcase a fundamental flaw around some supporting actors spin-offs. That's a thing, man. Supporting actors are good because they are supporting actors. A lot of times you try to put those supporting actors in a major role and it just kind of fails. Look at Kramer. The Kramer show failed. Joey, Joey failed. We're going to be getting into those later on. But, a good character actor, a good supporting character it enhances the main character. It boosts them up. So when you try to put it like Screech, could you imagine Screech holding the show all on his own? And I've often said that about Zach Galifianakis. I know I might get take some heat, but Zach Galifianakis does not have the skill or the chops to carry a film on his own. It was the Tortellis, the big people in the Goonies. They were. I think they were. The Tortellis were the driving an SUV on the beach. The Tortellis. Oh, that's funny. I remember a TV show. I think it was called Emergency, and that Romper Room. The first show. Romper Room was a great show. Romper Room. Heck yeah, man. I used to watch Romper Room. All right, guys. Another bad one. We're talking the Glee Project. This is a spinoff of the show Glee. This Glee was a major hit back in the day. David Duchovny was better in Red Shoe Diaries. Forgot he was in Red Shoe Diaries. I really like David Duchovny in Californication, and then he did a really good show called Zodiac. Was about Charles Manson. He was a detective, and like the whole season was about the Manson family. It's really good. If you guys ever have time to hit it up, it's on Netflix, I believe. All right, so it had been a very long time since such a hierarchy series like Glee came along. Yeah, man, that thing was a phenomenon. Similar to one of the songs the show performed, it came in like a wrecking ball and it took the world by storm. As phenomenon against a new niche viewing crowd, plenty of cross sections gloomed into the show during the first few seasons. So this actually even lasted more than just one season. I had no idea. When spinoff time came around, when spinoff time came, the show, no, this was okay, the original. When spinoff time came, the show's creator, Ryan Murphy, went a different route. For the show about high school dreamers, Murphy started a reality show called The Glee Project. I think this lasted about a half a season. I'm not sure. Um, I really wasn't into Glee. Yeah, Glee was great, I heard. It just wasn't my thing. I'm not really into. I'm not really into musicals that much, especially like ones that just break out in the middle of like song or in the middle of like a scene. Like, I'm breaking up with my boyfriend and all of a sudden I'm going to start singing about it. Like, Natalie, can't see you no more. I'm dating Tiffany now. And aren't you guys glad I wore pants today? No, and then I'm so heartbroken. He smashed it in pieces. So, like, yeah, I'm not big on that kind of stuff, guys. Oh, so yeah, that's it. Didn't really Doogie Howser. Yeah, that was a good one. There was a Doogie Howser spinoff, I believe, too. Worth watching, guys, is Curb Your Enthusiasm. I love me some Curb, guys. This is a spinoff to the great Seinfeld, guys. This is Larry David. And Larry David is the character George Costanza was based off of. Hang on a second, guys. I got to fix my headphones here. All right. Was a character that George was based off of, Larry David was a writer. No worries, Teresa Deller. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great, great anniversary. Congratulations. The Herculoids cartoon. That was a crazy one. Oh, man, I remember the Herculoids cartoon. All right, so Curb might not be a direct spinoff to Seinfeld, but it's definitely a spiritual successor. The format for both was devised by Larry David to have seemingly nothing going on in the most of the mundane lives of these people. The original series is arguably the greatest sitcom of all time. Being on HBO allowed Larry David and Curb to break 800 more rules than the network TV would allow them. The Bob Newhart shows, those are great. Remember how Bob Newhart ended the one, My Cousin Larry and My Other Cousin Larry or whatever, where he wakes up and it's a throwback to the first Bob Newhart show. Man, that was cool. I had a TV in my room when I was a kid. My parents would let me fall asleep watching TV, and it was just the main channels that we would get. And so I would watch the Bob Newhart show to go to sleep when I was like 10. Yeah, crazy. Oh man. So yeah, Curb, guys. If you haven't checked out Curb, it is so great. Reminds me of me a lot of times. A guy makes him mad. He a coffee shop owner, so he opens up a spite store, a coffee shop store, just to spite the guy. Oh, just the adventures of Larry David. Basically, you're watching the different version of George Costanza. My brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl. Why was I saying cousin? I just won a Dukes of Hazard autograph. Nice. Been tall, never small. Jeremy's been in trouble with the law since the day he was born. All right, guys. Worth watching. The Vampire, the originals. This is a spinoff of the Vampire Diaries. I never was a fan of either. I didn't get into the Vampire Diaries. Wasn't just my time of doing stuff. I was out and about. I heard good things, heard great things about the Vampire Diaries. Um, it seemed like only a few years ago that all the pop culture was being overrun by vampire-like fiends. Show like True Blood, Twilight series, and I don't oh the Twilight series and the CW's Vampire Diaries had the romantic twist on getting your neck bitten by a creature from beyond the grave. Um, the Undead got another show when the originals and Legacy spun off of Diaries. All three shows and others just prove no matter the era or style, everyone loves a good vampire series. That is true. Zombies, another one that does pretty good. All right, The Bad Guys. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. This is a spinoff of Once Upon a Time. I've wanted to get into Once Upon a Time. I just never. Benson was a spinoff of Soap. Yeah, we cover that. We're going to cover that here pretty soon, guys. Disney had yet another veritable gold mine on its hands when ABC debuted Once Upon a Time to the world in 2011, introducing classic and beloved Disney and other fairy tale characters in new real-world setting. It was a big hit and placed where we would see all these characters intermingling. So I like the idea like that, guys. I like the idea of like, they're in this world. I just never got into it. It seems like a great show, though. But what obviously might not have been a great show was Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. So why not try Catch Lightning twice, guys? The creative team behind once tried to do it again with Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. The spinoff was tasked with trying to match the same numbers the other one did. Different acting, different writing styles. Ultimately ended this series very soon. First season, I think it went like 4 episodes, and then ended up getting canceled. Guys, I mean, that was the thing. I think too was it was basically the other show, but in a different realm, but could have been the same realm because it's all, I don't know. Sometimes when they try to do a cash grab, it bothers me. I think some people are the same too. You know what really bothered me? It was I'm a big fan, huge fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Oh man, I love that show. He used to stay up all night watching it. Some of my favorite memories of my first high school girlfriend staying over, late at night. We'd, be watching TV and we'd fall asleep and we'd wake up and it'd be 4 a.m. and Mystery Science Theater would be on. And she would have to go home and be like, oh my God, my parents are going to kill me. And I would stay up and watch Thunderbirds, the original Thunderbirds with the marionettes, and Mystery Science Theater 3000. Love those shows. Kind of bugged me. I'm not going to lie. After it ended and they rebooted it and they did a GoFundMe, which I have no problem with, man. How awesome is that? Let's get our favorite TV show remade. I'll invest in it. Hell yeah. But then they go and they sell it. So my problem is they got paid twice to do it because in their estimate that they're giving out, hey, we need $200,000 to make this series. I know it's a lot more than that, but like they're figuring in their salaries, they're figuring out the crew, and they're like, no one's given their time for something like that. They get their GoFundMe, they pay the cast and crew, which they should. It all gets made, everyone gets paid. You have a final product, which then they sell, and they get paid twice. See, I've always had an issue with that. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. It seems sketchy. GoFundMe seems sketchy all the way around too. So, all right, guys, what do we got next? Worth watching. The good guys. We got Batman. Hey, Gil, what's up? Hey, my buddy, Yo Cholo is in the house. You ready for Bean Boozled? Oh man. Oh man. Uh, awesome. Good to see you in here. So worth watching, guys. The good Batman the animated series. I really like this series, guys, because this is like to me what the comics are. You know what Batman is, man. This is a great animated series. You'd be hard to press to find anyone who didn't love Batman the animated series. The show expertly blended top-notch animation with some drama and even some old wham bam pow slapstick from time to time to create timeless version of the character. Uh, you know what, guys? We have Yo Cholo up on here, and he's never seen the intro of the show. We've been telling about it. So, guys, the show's not over. I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to do the intro just for you. Okay, here we go, guys.
It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Time to wakey and time for bakey.
Time to wakey and time for wakey.
Get ready for your host with more.
Get ready for your host with more.
Mr. Brian Brown.
Mr. Van Brown.
It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Que la roja bichuela y guandules no viene ligado igualito que yuca. Ese pelo que él tiene tan lindo, no venga a pensar que eso es una peluca. Tiene cotorra perico, yo tengo cotorra, tú tienes la cuca. Está claro en el ring. En el piso yo quien te
critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes.
All right, guys. So there it was. Everyone gets to see the intro, guys. Maybe we can get a university to sponsor a film by Brian Brown, The Effects of Cannabis on the Average American, and get paid to smoke weed. Hell yeah, we need to work that out, man. We need to work that out for sure. All right, guys, where were we here? Where were we? Oh, the 80s show. What the fuck? What better way to start your day? Oh, man. See, nothing prepares you for actually seeing it. We told him about it a million times, but when you actually see it. Oh, so the 80s show, guys, was that 70s show spinoff. This was immediately after the 70s show ended. I remember this being a little pumped for it and having it fell flat. Had some good stars in it as well. People who went on to be in Sunny in Philadelphia. A bunch of, hey, Merlin Public Media, how you doing? Here's an idea that was never going to work at all. Take your tried and true format that highlighted growing up in one decade and put it into another, completely with a whole new cast that has zero connections to the original series, submitted for your approval. That's right. So this was basically just a whole nother show with just a similar name. So it had no connection to the 70s show whatsoever. It was kind of a blunder on a TV executive could make. It worked for the 70s. Let's do it again for the 80s. The brain trust at Fox at this time decided the idea wasn't as foolproof as they thought, and they canned the series after 13 episodes. I didn't even realize it went 13. Whoa, you okay, Rosie? Oh, man. We got some ants here. We'll have to get them, Rosie. We'll get them. They're coming in through the door, trying to get my soda, I think. Come here, mamas. Come here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I had to take care of Rosie the dog. She got bit by an ant, I think. Poor girl. All right. Yeah, so that one, the 80s show, guys, I didn't even think it lasted 13 episodes, man. It was gone, 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 baby, gone. All right, up next, The Wonder Years. That was a great one. That was a really great one. Oh, you okay, Rosie? Oh, Rosie just throw up. All right, bad guys. We got the bad Fuller House. I never watched this. I've heard mixed things. A lot of people who like it. I think Rosie, don't eat your own throw up. Oh, oh. Anyway, speaking of throwing up, Fuller House, the Full House spinoff, guys. I've heard mixed reviews. Um, about it. I think a lot of people who like the nostalgia like it. I think it's a good background show, but there are a slew of people who grew up on a healthy diet, a full house. I totally did. Naturally, in this era, the nostalgia, cash grabs, even in the Tanner family, get a spinoff. Netflix, Fuller House saw a recently widowed DJ Tanner raising her three boys with the help of Stephanie and Kimmy Gibbler. Got to bring the Gibbler back, who has a daughter of her own. Much like the original series, the episodes go right in for the schmutz and the awe moments. Unless you're a dedicated fan to the original, you're not missing much here. Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on it. Um, I've heard mixed reviews on it and stuff, so I'm not gonna hate on it. Some people love it. I'd figure Kimmy would have about 8 kids. Yeah, for real. Maybe even grandkids at that point. That's what I would have figured. The bad guys. Law and Order. There's not a lot of bad Law and Orders, guys, but trial by jury. Bum, bum, bum. For almost 30 years, the familiar two-note chime, bum, 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 has been the hallmark of one of the most enduring police procedural shows in franchise TV history. If someone tried to watch consecutively, sorry guys, um, you'd be watching all the shows for nearly 50 days straight. Probably a Lammer expert on the law in the process. Layman, sorry. It looks weird. Sadly, 13 of those hours would be devoted to the clunker of the bunch, Trial by Jury. The show brought an original series star, Cherry Albach, back to the field instead of focusing on the order part of the show. Yeah, hey, what's up, Ed S? How's it going, buddy? Woo! Oh, man. Dum dum. Yep. Yeah, man, there wasn't a lot of misses in the Law and Order world, but Law and Order Trial by Jury was one of those guys. Oh, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're talking the best of the best here, guys. Better Call Saul. This is a spinoff of Breaking Bad. And if you don't know about Better Call Saul, you must have been living under a rock for the last 8 years, guys. Better Call Saul is one of the best shows, hands down, in TV history. Breaking Bad, of course, to me, is the greatest TV show of all time, guys. From beginning to end, Better Call Saul makes my top 20. And so good. So good. Is this censored here? No censored. Do your thing there, buddy. Well, to a degree, no censored. Widely considered the greatest drama of all time, Breaking Bad had weaved a tight, gripping storyline, detailed the underworld of meth in the greatest American Southwest meth story around, guys. And if you've been to New Mexico, it ain't far off. Of course, it was so much more. Helping Walter White Along the way was his lawyer, Saul Goodman. Instead of just diving back into the world of Breaking Bad, creator Vince Gilligan, crazy writer, man, so awesome. X Files, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, expanded out towards with Better Breaking Call Saul, Better Call Saul, using the same great storytelling that made the prior show unforgettable. This was a prequel. It brought back a lot of the same, um, what you call it? What was I gonna say? A lot of the same characters. You got to see them earlier in their days, how they became who they were in Breaking Bad. Very, very cool, guys. Man, if you haven't watched freaking Better Call Saul, man, I'd jump all over that. Such a great show. Worth watching. Another one, guys. NCIS. This was a spinoff of Jag, which I wasn't aware of. I was not aware of that. This isn't very often that a spinoff surpasses its predecessor to the level that NCIS has done. Yeah, for sure. NCIS has like had their own freaking spinoffs. But it ultimately begun with Jag. Jag and NCIS has become a juggernaut of a show and the franchise and of a show and a franchise. Its ratings nearly single-handedly helped CBS maintain ratings dominance, and it has launched two of its own successful spin-offs. Yeah. The show has been voted America's favorite TV show 16 seasons in, and mostly in top of the top 5 ratings. No signs of slowing down. Yeah, it's one of those shows, man. It will go on until it can't go on. Like, man, yeah, all the NCISs, all those shows, man, they just keep going. No one can replace Gibbs. Tim's a fan. Watch out, Tim's a fan. Good morning, Baker. Baker, how you doing? Oh man. All right, worth watching, guys. The Chicago Universe. The Law and Order franchise has served up NBC well over the last 30 years. So when series creator Dick Wolf turned his attention from New York to the windy city of Chicago for a new set of interwoven series, people were naturally curious. Yeah, this Chicago stuff is huge. I've never watched it, but man, a lot of people do. Beginning with the Chicago Fire, the franchise has launched 2 other successful shows as well, PD and Med. And most unique aspect about the whole franchise is that any given moment, a crossover can appear no matter how big or small. Even the cast of PD have found themselves assisting in an SVU kind of case. Yeah, man, Chicago has so many crossovers. It's not even, that's how I heard that Chicago was even like Chicago Fire and Chicago Cops. That was a crossover. And Chicago Medical and Chicago Tax Returns, Chicago IRS, a whole bunch of it, guys. Oh, another one worth watching, guys. The Muppet Babies. Who remembers the Muppet Babies? These things were the cute, cuddly, the freaking awesome Muppet Babies, guys. Who didn't love the Muppet Babies? Spinoff and kids television go together like peanut butter and bananas. When the Muppet Show came out in the late 70s, it was conceived as more of a late night sketch show as opposed to a kid series. Naturally, Henson noticed needed to cash in with the kiddies as well. The Muppet Babies were born. The formula was simple: take a madcap insanity and imaginations of the Muppets and make them little toddlers who go on adventures every week. If you ever seen the updated version that Disney put out last year, go back and watch the original. Only watch Tapping Once, Top of the Heap. Ooh, I forgot about Top of the Heap. Another one was Just the 10 of Us. This was a Growing Pains spinoff that featured Nancy from Freddy Krueger, the first one, Brooke Thesis, which was featured in Dream Warriors. So these were, it was about a coach. He was the coach in Growing Pains, but apparently he had 8 daughters, all daughters. and they all go to a school, and he has to deal. They're all teenagers, and the coach is dealing with them dating, and three of them are super hot. And yeah, man, just the 10 of us. I like that show. When I met the lady who played Nancy in Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. I asked her about it, and she's like, "Oh my God, Marie, I forgot all about that," which blows my mind. I guess, I mean, they're working a job like we work a job. How often do we think back of our third job that we had, bussing tables or something like that? Not very often. Though, I do think back to when I worked at the Riverside Casino. And there was a gentleman who I knew outside on the streets who was a busboy there. And he was getting fired, got fired. Or no, maybe he didn't get fired. He got fired after this. Someone made him mad. I believe it was a table of customers. So he takes a pitcher of lemonade and he pisses in it. True story, swear to God. And he goes and serves them all their lemonade, takes off, throws it, walks out, he quits. They drink piss. True story. I believe charges were involved in that one. I believe we'll call him B, young B, um, did a little juvie time for that one, if I'm not mistaken. We were like 16. I didn't pee in no one's cup. Not me. Not this guy. Not this guy. All right, guys. Just the 10 of us. Yeah, it didn't last but a season. Worth watching, guys. Law and Order Special Victim Unit. This thing is a fucking excuse my language, a freaking juggernaut by itself, man. This thing has a 10 zillion episodes. It is a spin-off, but at the same time, man, it stands alone perfectly well. Yeah, Special Victim Unit is really good. How many I can't tell you when I had cable at about 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I would be working on stuff, and Law and Order would just be on in the background. That Special Victims Unit, man. Yeah, it's a great background show, a background noise show. All right, guys. Joey. This is the bad. We couldn't forget about our friend Joey. This goes back to what I was saying. Sometimes when you get supporting actors and supporting characters, they're just not strong enough to carry a whole series. So, like a warm, comfy blanket, fans of Friends can cozy up to their favorite TV buddies and binge out over 200 episodes of the 90s. An early staple for many of us, guys. While every character had their moments over the years, no character could have benefited more than fleshing out than Joey Tribbiani. That's right, man. He was the comic relief. How many times you go to see the character growth on Joey? So when the series ended, Joey decided to get serious about his acting career and headed to Hollywood for his own show. While it lasted 2 seasons, those were 2 seasons of goodwill viewership and not very strong ratings. Yeah, so like they kept waiting. They kept waiting for this to hit. Like they're like, oh, it's Joey, it's Friends. Just give it a minute. Give it a minute. Then it lasted a lot longer than other shows would have, and it lasted 2 seasons. Ultimately, it was okay. I watched it. It was decent, just not Friends, just not what you expected. It's just, I mean, how many I was gonna do Matthew Lawrence, whoa, but that's not Joey. But how many like Joey's dating a girl? Oh, how many episodes can you like really be interested in that? Oh, Joey slips on the bathroom tile, whatever. Like, you got to have more than just that Joey. You got to have the Friends. I mean, like it wasn't just Joey; it was the Friends. It was all of them that made that show. All right, guys, worth watching Star Trek The Next Generation. Again, this technically could be on its own, even though it's in the Star Trek universe. This kind of stands on its own, if you're asking me. Good, great show. Not really a Trekkie per se, but I watched me some New Generation. I ain't gonna lie. The holodeck episodes, guys. What about the bad? We got Buddies from Home Improvement. This was Oh, Chappelle. Is it Chappelle? Yeah, and Jim Brewer, Dave Chappelle and Jim Brewer, and they were going to get their own spinoff. Most people who love Half Bake should head out of their way to find this one. But be warned, it isn't nearly as good as that classic. Dave Chappelle and Jim Brewer had guest starred on Home Improvement of all places. They played Dave and Tim, two friends looking to get into the tool, going to the tool man for love advice. The appearance was so well received that ABC gave them a shot at their own show. Sadly, Brewer didn't even make it to the final cut, and Buddies tanked after half a season. Who remembers Buddies? I have no clue about this show. No clue. Oh man. Here you go. Benson was a spinoff of the show Soap. While Soap was like an over the top kind of comedy, Benson kind of was a more grounded comedy but drama at the same time that dealt with subject matters that were pretty good. Again, syndication, man. Watched a lot of Benson growing up. And then Webster. It was like Webster. The hollow deck is our VR goggles. That is true. If you've never seen the late 70s sitcom Soap, the soap opera parody Soap, go watch a few episodes right now and do understand how hysterical this show was. The influential, the dads from Empty Nest and Blossom, Mona from Who's the Boss, freaking Robert Mann and Billy Crystal. Yeah, man, Soap, I forgot. I forgot how, man, Soap had the cream of the crop up and coming actors. Um, and then Benson. Benson was a spinoff. So yeah, Soap was almost like a parody of a soap opera, and Benson was the waiter in that. And they took his character and put him in like a regular family where he was like the sophisticated butler. And it was a good show. Good show. Right after Webster for me. Hey, a great one, guys. Frasier, spinoff of Cheers. In a great spinoff. Man, this is how spinoffs should be. Um, yeah, Benson was a great show. Yeah, I forgot about Benson, to be honest, man. Conversely, focusing on Cheers' character that we saw a lot of over the years provided to be a far better material for a spin-off series. Frasier, starring Kelsey Grammer as the radio show Shrink, was as popular as fans as its predecessor. Yeah, and I love the way Christian wasn't it senator or president? Yeah, he was like the waiter of the president or like the governor or something. Yeah, that's what it was. Benson, yeah. I thought it was like a regular family for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of Mr. Belvedere. But yeah, Frasier, man. I like the way when they would do crossovers, like Sam and Diane would show up, or his wife Lilith. Freddie was in there, his kid. This was a good one, man. Frasier was a great show. Bad. The Finder. This was a Bones spinoff, guys. I've never even heard of this. One of the key ingredients of creating a good spinoff is to do your best to keep the charms of the original product, enhance those charms while creating some new magic for fans to gloom into. The biggest problem with The Finder, the spinoff of Bones, was the humorous the humongous part of the charm of Bones and its amazing ensemble cast. So I don't know nothing about this show, guys. Bones was a massive hit. This lasted a season. Just didn't take it. It looked like it had a good cast. Some shows just don't hit. What about Saved by the Bell, the college years, guys? Oh, how bad was this show? First, it featured Zach by himself, and then Slater came in, and then the girls came in. I think everyone came in at a certain point, except have a good morning, Mike. I think everyone came in but Screech. And I'm not even sure Screech probably even came in at a certain point. It's okay. We all wanted to be Zach Morris growing up, or at least have a little of the heathen's ability to free time. But the antics of Zach and all his friends were perfect for Saturday mornings. After all the cartoons and our favorite school kids graduated from Bayside High and headed off to college. Eddie Saved by the Bell is a good show. I didn't hate Saved by the Bell the college years. I just don't think they really knew what to do. And boy, Zach got ripped in this show, man. He was all yoked up, which I think people were surprised about. Yeah, good show. Went in a couple different directions, and then it ultimately ended up to turning into some Saved by the Bell movies. What do we have? Honeymoon in Vegas or Wedding in Vegas. That was pretty good. Yeah, so the Saved by the Bell universe, guys, may not have been the best. Maybe the worst of the Saved by the Bell universe, but we love Saved by the Bell, guys. All right, and to end it all, guys, the Brady spinoff. Oh, yeah, definitely the worst of the worst. One of the tried and seldom successful sitcom spinoff tropes is to take the kids that have seen Grown Up for 5 to 10 years and bring them back in their own show as adults. Seeing as how this seldom done well, luckily we have two, the Brady Bunch of Fenders. Even though the first spinoff, the Brady Brides, failed epically, someone tried to do it twice. So you had Zach Morris was Richie Rich in live action. So you had the Brady Brides. That was a massive failure. And they're like, hey, man, it's the Brady Bunch. We got to do this again with the Brady spinoff, guys. Oh, this is them as adults. Just bad, guys. All right, guys, that was the good, the bad, the ugly for TV show spinoff, guys. We got Rosie, the producer, doing the truffle shuffle out here, guys. I got to get her to the bathroom. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I said it was going to be a short one. We go an hour anyway. Good times, guys. I will see you at 4:20. It's Weed Wednesday. We got some great stuff planned. Cobra Kai never dies. That's right. We will see you guys at 4:20. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you